Today we're 3D printing the OTF. This is the over-engineered fidget knife. And it's the original designer that's called it over-engineered, but this thing is flipping amazing. So let's jump in and build it. And you'll find a link in the description below to the original designer's files. So first up, I printed off the body. I wanted to do this in a rainbow filament, but unfortunately it just happened to be right in between colors, so it's all one color. And here's the rest of the pieces. Now they're all 3D printed, and you have to use pretty good filament here in order to get this to be successful, because the mechanism is incredible to the point of where I'm holding it and playing around with it. I'm thinking, there's no way this is all 3D printed, even though I printed off all the parts and assembled it. So it's incredible how good this works. But it's certainly not an easy print. You're going to need really good bed adhesion and good quality filament for this. So how to go about assembling this? You've got the body and you have the first piece, which is just a strip with a little keyed section, and the keyed bit means you can only put it in one way round. And then once you've got it in there, that's that bit done. You can put the body to the side, and now we need to start assembling the rest of it that all kind of goes in together. So we've got this piece here that has a rail on one side. We want to go with the side that's flat and add our spring on. This is a 3D printed spring, and it's got two extra bits on the sides that are just higher than the rest, allowing you to clip it onto that body. Then you've got the knife, which has a bit that runs down the rail here, and you just place this in. And then we're going to go ahead and put this into the body itself. You of course notice one side has the actual hole for the knife, so that's the part we want to put in. So we want to make sure it's pointing in the right direction, otherwise we cannot fit it in, it'll be too long. So we just put that down, and then we are almost there. We got one last piece, and in this piece you can notice it actually has bits that match the grips, and you just go ahead and pivot it in from the gripped side first. And be noted, the designer here has supplied a whole bunch of different varieties you can download to do different blades, different body types, different textures, pretty much everything you would like to mess around with, and even different sizes. And then be noted, once you fully assemble it, pull the blade out for the first time and get it to the full extent. This will then kind of activate it, and it will now work perfectly. Because to begin with, I put it together and I didn't realize you had to do that. So I was like trying to make it work, and it wasn't working. I was like, oh man, you know, I was thinking maybe I messed something up with a 3D print, but you just need to pull the blade out, get it to the full extent, and then it should go from there. And it feels way too good for what it, it feels like there's like a metal thing in there doing all the work, not a bunch of plastic that I've 3D printed. So seriously impressive. The velocity that the blade comes in and retracts at is just mind-boggling. And for a fidget toy, incredibly good. Also, the additional options you can get for different designs is great. So very impressed with all of this. And yeah, this is probably one of the most interesting 3D prints I've done, and probably most satisfying kind of end conclusion for it, because it works way better than I think it should. Like it just feels like there's a metal spring in there, but there is not, and it is superb.